Jim Clark was one of motor racing's great natural talents. A quiet Scot from Kilmany in Fife, he rose through the ranks quickly and became synonymous with Team Lotus in the sport's most transformative years. In Formula One, he won the World Drivers' Championship twice, in 1963 and 1965. By the time of his death in 1968, he had already set records for wins, pole positions, and fastest laps. The Emira Clark Edition was created as a tribute to Jim Clark's extraordinary 1965 season, and was limited to just 60 cars worldwide. At Scalextric, we've celebrated Clark for years by recreating the cars that defined his era. Today, on what would have been his 90th birthday, this is our tribute. We brought a handful of Jim Clark cars from our archive, built a layout around the Emira Clark Edition, and let them run again, at 1/32nd scale, through and around Lotus's modern tribute. We've ordered these cars by the years they represent, starting at the beginning. The Lotus 25 changed Formula One. It was Lotus's groundbreaking monocoque design, and in 1962 at Spa, Jim Clark took both the car and himself to their first World Championship Grand Prix victory. The number 16 Lotus 25 marks the moment it all truly began. A year later came one of the defining results of this title season. At Monza in 1963, Clark won the Italian Grand Prix in the Lotus 25, on the way to becoming world champion that year. This Lotus 25, carrying number 1, represents the 1963 World Championship season. It's a reminder that Clark didn't just win races in the 25, he made it a landmark car in Formula One history. Clark wasn't only an F1 great, he was famously versatile, and in 1964 he won the British Saloon Car Championship in a Lotus Cortina. Car number 146 captures that side of him. The same driver, still precise, still quick, in something completely different. Next comes the Lotus 49, the car that introduced the Cosworth DFV era and reshaped Formula One. The Type 49 won its debut with Jim Clark at Zandvoort in 1967, and it became one of Lotus's most significant race cars. This final car marks a harder moment in the story. The 1968 Spanish Grand Prix was the first Formula One race after Jim Clark's death, and Graham Hill won it for Team Lotus in the number 10 Lotus 49. It's a reminder of what Clark meant to the team, and how his era echoed on, even after he was gone. Jim Clark's name sits right atop at the heart of Lotus history, and of motor racing's history too. 2 world championships, a 1965 season that still feels almost impossible, and a standard of talent that people still measure themselves against. So today, we're not trying to recreate the past perfectly, we're simply taking a moment to remember it and to remember him. Happy 90th, Jim.